Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate the support. Here's a new series for you, something that should get you very excited. It's psychology in soccer. I've seen a lot of correlation between psychology, the things I've learned, and the things I've learned in soccer. So I thought this would be great to teach people both about soccer and about psychology. So there's the motivation. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I've always been naturally fascinated with the subject. So here it goes. The first psychological phenomenon I'd like to discuss is observational learning, studied by Albert Bandura. Now, observational learning is essentially how it sounds. You observe and then you learn something. So he did an experiment that became very popular and very famous. It was called the Bobo doll experiment. Now, to quickly summarize, essentially children are in a room. They can see through a window and see a doll. It was kind of like one of those Bopo dolls that you like hit it and then it would come back to you. It was like a cylindrical bottom, but it looked like kind of like a clown, but they called it the Bobo doll. So there was a Bobo doll in there, and parents would come in, or adult figures would come in and interact with this doll. Now they saw that whatever the parents did, the children, when they entered that room alone, they would mimic the behavior. And it was extremely interesting when the parents were aggressive, overly aggressive and overly violent, hitting the doll, pushing the doll, yelling at the doll. When the children entered the room individually, when each individual child entered the room, they would mimic that behavior and even go so far as to be more aggressive than the adult figure or the parent was. And this is where observational learning really took off. The four aspects of observational learning are attention, retention, action, and motivation. Attention to see it, retention to keep it, action to produce it so that it creates neurological pathways in the brain. It's much more easy to remember something when you're actually doing it, and then motivation to continuously reproduce the actions. Now, it's really interesting in soccer because I've been to Europe, I've been to Africa, I've been to Central America, and I see that everywhere else in the world, soccer's on all the time. It's on the TV, people talk about it, etc., etc. The interaction is so much greater than it is in the United States. In the United States, you're walking around, you hear like a football game, or you hear a hockey game, or you hear baseball, basketball. You know, there's a lot of sports that coincide with soccer. But in Europe, you're walking down the street, there's a coffee shop or there's a bar, you're just hearing the commentator go off. It's a soccer game. You could go in, you could watch the game. It's so easy to interact with soccer. Now, this aspect of psychology has really helped me out because it's taught me, in order to gain soccer IQ, in order to understand different players' positions and be better myself, I have to watch the game. I have to watch it, I have to watch it, I have to watch it. I know it's relatively difficult now to watch the game because there's no soccer right now, but there's YouTube. You know, there's free places where you can watch and where you can learn things. You could study specifically one player, the positional sense, the understanding of how to receive the ball, where to play passes, how to deceive pressure, how to press themselves and how to defend, etc. So here's one example. I really wanted to get good at movement in the box and scoring with the first touch. So I started watching Cristiano Ronaldo, watching Javier Hernandez. These guys are incredible. Watching Lewandowski with his insane composure and finishing ability. In Spain, I watched an amazing player, number 10. His name was Munain on Athletic Bilbao. He was crazy good because he kept moving. And this is another thing. When you watch it on TV, it tracks the ball only. Like there's a finite amount of the screen of the game that you can actually watch. And that's all right, but if you ever have the opportunity to go to a game or to see more, just don't even watch the ball, watch everything else that's going on because everyone is always moving. It's absolutely incredible. Everybody's moving. It's kind of like an orchestra. The ball is the orchestrator and everyone is moving in reference to this. Goodness. But so I'm in Spain, I'm watching these beautiful teams play against each other. Real Sociedad. Sociedad. And Athletic Bilbao.
Le voy a sacar una foto al coach de la defensa.
watching them. They're great teams. I go to Germany. I'm watching, my first game I watched there, Bayer Leverkusen versus Mainz. I'm watching Havertz. I'm watching Julian Brandt. These amazing midfielders. Being able to watch Bayern Munich versus Mainz at the Bayern Munich stadium. That's a beautiful stadium, I'll tell you. But watching Pavard have just an awful mistake to have Mainz up 1-0. Watching his head go down, and then he's a bit upset. You know, he's sad, and then he comes back up. He's ready to continue to fight. He wants to do something well for the team. 8 minutes later, he scores. I don't know what it is with this French guy and scoring volleys, but he is great. Great. Being able to understand the mentality at that level, you have to be extremely mentally strong in order to succeed. And it's great to see that, so that I can also try to learn this as well. Then going to Dortmund to watch Dortmund versus Tottenham in the Champions League second leg. After they're down 3-0, watching Harry Kane get the one opportunity and score. It's not like he hasn't been doing things the whole game. He just hasn't received the ball. He's been moving. But this is the thing. It may take you 91 minutes, but the 92nd minute you will score because you're doing the correct things. Being able to watch the Republic of Ireland versus Germany in the European qualifiers at the Frankfurt Stadium. Republic of Ireland starts really well with a beautiful goal, but Germany is so strong. All the fans are backing them, saying all their German chants, like "Auf geht's, Deutschland schießt ein Tor." I don't know if they use that one, but that means like go score a goal. But watching Kimmich and Kroos control the midfield was absolutely spectacular. I'd never really seen something like this live, but they are actually moving the ocean. It's like they're creating waves and everybody else is just following their lead. They're passing the ball with perfect precision, understanding where the pressure is coming from, and then when the pressure is too high, it's a beautiful pass over the top. It hits one of the players while they are running at full speed. These are fast players. Being able to hit their correct foot as you're striding, and then it hits the foot. And they cross the ball, and 4 of their goals came from passes from Kroos and Kimmich. It was like secondary or tertiary assists. But they were absolutely amazing. It was so great to watch this because I'm there with one of my players, one of my teammates that was also playing the midfield with me at the time. And we're just studying maestros of the game. So watching the game is extremely important. And I think it's one of the main reasons that the United States is lower in the amount of great players that it has produced. It's still produced some amazing players, but we are far behind. In essence, when we watch something, we learn. We have to be attentive and watch something with good focus. We have to retain the information, remember this information. Then we have to act it out. We have to reproduce it. And then we have to have the motivation to continue to do the actions. Now this is observational learning. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed my analogies of soccer. I really like Ray Hudson, the commentator. That guy is so energetic. He has simile metaphor for anything. But if you like the video, please like it. Hit the like button, spam the like button. Subscribe. I'll have a lot more of these types of videos. I like these ones. I mean, I like all of them, but you get to talk about psychology. That's amazing. So thank you. Let's try more, guys.